Hey guys, Retro Gaming Maniac here with another episode of the RetroCode podcast. Here with Radical Reggie. Do you remember what episode this is? Is 6 or 7? What is this?
Jeez, hey, let's go with 7.
Yeah, let's just say it's 7. I can't even remember.
If we missed the episode, was hey, this is a missing episode we talked about.
Yeah, gotta apologize. We did not have a podcast go up last weekend. Got a little behind, but got one coming up.
Yeah,
finally.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, but we're gonna talk about a few things. We got like 4 or 5 subjects we're gonna talk about.
Yeah,
and we're just kind of let it go from there. But I was gonna talk about some anime I've been watching because I know in the banner that you see right there it talks about general chat, YouTube chat, anime.
Yeah.
But I've been watching some Dragon Ball Super. Which
you finally caught up.
Yeah, I'm completely caught up as far as what they put on the Crunchyroll and Funimation app. So
wait, you're watching it in English then?
Actually, in Japanese. They only have 1 episode in English that I'm aware of.
Okay. Wow. Yeah, that's why I don't stick with the English version, man. I gotta go with what's ahead, what's new.
Yeah.
They're way behind.
We watched about 3 episodes a night until we caught up. So.
Yeah, dude. Dragon Ball Super, I really like it a lot. I feel like they're doing a lot of characters justice. I wasn't a big fan of GT besides the Super Saiyan 4 arc towards the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, GT was just, I don't know what the heck that was up with that, man. It was just weird.
Yeah, you can definitely tell it wasn't made by the original creator, There's had a different feel to it.
Well, the story was trying to be like, it was trying to take you back to the old Dragon Ball days when Goku was a kid again. They're trying to make it like that, and then they tried to bring, when people complained about it, then they try to make it more Z-ish, like, and it just, I don't know, man. It's just weird. I was like,
Yeah, I'm so glad that Super is out now because to be honest, I think I kind of like it more than Z now.
I do, definitely. I'll tell you this. The only arcs that I liked in Z, I mean, of course, Frieza arc, I had to like that even though it dragged a little bit, but Kai fixed that.
Yeah.
I liked Majin Buu because Majin Buu was just a cool enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I could not stand Cell or the androids. It just, Cell was the worst for me, man. I don't like.
I like the androids and Cell
that are given moves.
Yeah.
And they're copies of everybody, and then Cell was just whack to me. I never liked Cell.
Yeah.
But Super brought some really cool enemies in there, man. Like everybody's favorite one is Black right now. Black was pretty. Have you seen Black, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Black was a pretty cool, crazy enemy. Then there's Sabatsu was another good one. The World Tournament or the Universal Tournament between Universe 6 and 7 was pretty good. And it's really starting off really, really good to me. I really like it.
What I like about it is they're finally doing giving some of these characters some justice. Like characters that kind of got forgotten about in Z, they're kind of bringing them back, and you get to see them actually participate now. Like in the Resurrection F, you get to see Master Roshi and Tien and all of them actually kick some butt and stuff.
Yeah, Master Roshi, man. Even though he's old, man, he still got some moves, but he doesn't age though, so it's weird.
Yeah, he kind of drank from that fountain of youth thing, so he doesn't really age.
Yeah, but it's kind of gross. Like, why didn't you drink out of that fountain as a younger man?
40 years prior.
Yeah, ugh.
But he apparently he's been training because at least Goku said he's been training in secret. Master Roshi has, so he's gotten pretty strong now.
We'll see.
Yeah, I want to see how strong, but I thought that was pretty cool. I'm still waiting. I want them to do Tien a little better. He's one of my favorite characters. Yeah,
Tien is awesome, man. I mean, Tien, they don't give him enough credit, man. He needs to do some stuff.
Yeah.
But I'm just happy that they didn't go travel out the universe looking for fighters. They got the Z fighters to represent Universe 7.
Yep.
Which is awesome. I think what's going to happen in the future, because we already know that Majin Buu is not going to be able to participate. So the next character they're going to grab is Frieza, I think, to enter the tournament. Yeah. They're going to resurrect Frieza again. So,
yeah,
great.
I could see. I mean, I don't know. If Frieza could just let it go, I could see him almost trying to be like a good guy one day,
He's too arrogant, man. I mean, even Vegeta said that in the movie. He said, man, as soon as you earned a new transformation, you came right here. You didn't even test it out, test the limits of it or nothing, and they beat him easily again. You know, it's
Yeah.
like, man. I mean, Frieza. I mean, since Frieza's not really. I mean, of course he's dead and everything. We'll see if they bring him back or how that plays out. But Frost has
Yeah.
potential to be pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
I like Frost. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I like Frost. I want them to go over kind of like over the Frieza's race.
Yeah.
You don't really hear too much about Frieza's race of people or whatever, man. So I would like them say what they're called or whatever. Maybe they done that already. I don't know, but you know, I like to go into a little history.
Yeah,
of
I'd like to see, because it seems like everybody, at least that we've seen from Frieza's race, has been really strong. You haven't really seen any weaklings, you know.
it.
So it's like an elite race.
Well, it's crazy because they're you have to adapt to them because they're so small. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Remember when Goku fought Frost in the tournament, the first round, and Frost caught him with that cross up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. So
Yeah.
it's really crazy how you have to fight them because they're so small. But
Yep.
but yeah. So any anime I've been watching, bro, on there, one of my friends let me use his Crunchyroll account.
Yeah.
And
I think I gave you my Crunchyroll account too.
did you?
Yeah. Maybe
Oh,
you're using
man.
my account. I don't know.
No, I think I'm pretty sure it's his because I think I tried to use yours, but I think my computer was jacked up at the
Oh,
time.
yeah. You didn't have, yeah.
Yeah, you remember how it was? That thing is falling off, dude.
Yeah.
So anyway, this other computer that I could use to just to go on the internet and stuff like that, and just basic uses and stuff like that. I was watching Crunchyroll on there, and I saw School Days. Have you ever heard of School Days?
I have not, actually.
Well, I don't want to spoil too much for the viewers, but it's a 12. I think it's around 12 episodes, and it's a pretty cool anime, man. You and So should check it out. I mean, I don't want to go too much detail. The people in the comments will probably talk more about it, but it's pretty insane, man. I mean, it's not like crazy perverted or nothing like that. It's a regular show, but
Yeah.
it just got a bunch of surprises in there you won't expect. So
Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. There was one anime I was wanting you to check out called, anybody that's listening, I don't know if you know, comment if you've seen this anime. It's called Ghost Stories. And
Ghost Story.
in Japan, the show was not very popular. They said it was kind of boring in Japan. So
Right.
when it came to the U.S., they did an English dub, but they kind of winged it and just made it their own. And they made it like very comical. And
Right.
it's totally different from the Japanese version. Like I believe the story and everything, but they put their own, English
dialogue
and all that, and it's super hilarious. It's about this basically this group of friends, and they move to a new town, and they got this school, and then there's next to the school is the old schoolhouse where they go inside and explore, and it's like supposedly haunted, and there's all these different like ghosts and demons, and they have to interact with it. It's almost like an episode of Scooby-Doo, but it's hilarious. It's like super funny.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. No, Scooby-Doo's awesome. But it's like, I would say it's like that, where each story has like a different monster, a different demon, and something that takes place in that old schoolhouse. And it's like super funny, though. Lots of comedy.
I have to check it out. But tell me this: were you a big fan of Scooby-Doo?
Oh, yeah.
Man, I think I liked Scooby-Doo when I was a kid, but as I got older, he used to get on my nerves. Like a dog is cowardly and eats your food without like. Oh man, I just wanted to punch him.
Well, one thing I always thought was funny is like when Fred would be like, "All right, Scoob, you and Shaggy take the basement, and me and Daphne and Velma will take the upstairs bedroom."
And he would trip out, dude.
Yeah.
Like what the heck? But I actually like the spinoffs that they had later on. Like there was Scooby-Doo and Scrappy-Doo.
Yep.
And it was just basically those two with Shaggy and Velma are was it Daphne? Daphne, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And then the real good one, which didn't last long, only lasted one season, the 13 Ghosts of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah, that was
with
good.
Starring Vincent Price, which was badass.
Yeah.
I mean,
there was
that should have
new.
lasted longer.
What's new Scooby-Doo? No, what's it called? Mystery Incorporated is really good. That's like the newest Scooby-Doo, I think. It's called Mystery Incorporated. That's actually really good. It's got good animation and everything. It's like
I did check that out, man.
Yeah.
Hey, so as of recently, we've got some new pickups, right?
Yeah, we both do. We have a few pickups. You want to start it?
Yeah, I'll start it, man.
See, you always get the best pickups, so.
Well, I got lucky, and I'll start off strong here, so we'll get it out of the way. You ready?
Yep. Boom. Oh my goodness. The NES Classic.
Actually, we shouldn't even be flipping out over this, man. This should have been a common item that everybody should have been able to get. But I got this through my buddy.
I know you paid like $300, didn't you?
No. Luckily, my buddy is a big a DS collector.
Yeah.
And I had some extras games that I didn't care about, and he wanted. And I said, "Hey, would you want to trade for it?" And he's like, "Fine," because he had two of them. He got one for himself, and he bought one from his store that he works at and everything for his cousin. His cousin got a Raspberry Pi. So he's like, "Man, I don't want that, dude. Get that out of here." So he's like, "Hey, Reggie, you want it?" And I said, "Yeah, dude, let's trade for it." And he traded me, which is hella cool. You know, even if I bought it from him, he would have just charged me what he paid for it, which was cool of him. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm happy to have one. I want to mod it, but I wanted to ask you though first. When you mod these things, do you soft mod them or is it a hard mod?
You know, I don't know about modding the actual NES Classics. You know, I just mess with the Raspberry Pis. I have modded a Wii before. The Wii's are easy. I say really the Pis are a little easier to do.
Okay. Because I wanted to make this thing like have all the games that I love on here. I don't want to put everything on here, but I just want to put the games that I'd like to enjoy playing on here. It's gonna be badass, but we'll see. But hey, NES Classic, man.
Not bad. That's a good pickup.
What you got, man?
Guess I'll go next. Now, I got this a couple weeks ago, but I'll go ahead and show you. I got it for my Raspberry Pi, but it's the 8-bit. What is this thing called? Where's the name? The NES Pro. It's like an 8-bit controller.
Wow.
But it's
is it comfortable on the hands?
It is. It's like the shape of the Dogbone controller, or maybe the Super Nintendo controller, but it has two little joysticks, and it has enough buttons where you can technically play like PS1 games, like completely.
Oh, okay, cool.
So it's got the two joysticks. It's got select start, L1, R1, you know, all at the top, L2, L2, R2. It's Bluetooth, or you can use a wired controller. And another cool thing for PC users, it has a mode where you power it up, and it'll trick your computer into thinking you're using a 360 controller.
Oh, wow.
Because a lot of games on PC, only controller they recognize is 360 or Xbox One controllers. So you can actually trick your computer into thinking it's a 360 controller. So
well,
I
that's
thought
good.
That was cool.
That's thinking outside the box.
Yeah.
Nice.
And it feels good in the hands. It works good. So the joysticks are clickable. So.
Yeah, nice. Cool, man.
What else?
Was it expensive?
$27.
$27, okay. But still, it's a controller of all controllers, so.
Yeah, it comes with like a little metal and keychain and a little nice packaging and all kind of stuff. I should probably do an unboxing. But. Yeah,
definitely, man. I gotta do an unboxing of the next game I'm gonna show now. That is Cursed Cassadilla. Which is a Ghost and Goblins spiritual successor to the series. If you like Ghosts and Goblins, you'll definitely like this game. This was sold on PlayAsia, limited to 3,000 copies. So what they do is, they're not like limited run when they sell this stuff. Oops, I gotta fix I lost power there because my says I'm low battery or whatever. But hey, we'll keep going. Anyway, sorry. But anyways, what was I saying? The controller.
PlayAsia.
Oh, PlayAsia. Sorry. So PlayAsia made 3,000 of these, and they sent me one and everything. I got it a couple of days ago. I haven't even opened it yet. I'm supposed to do. I'm probably gonna do a little video unboxing later today because I hate having sealed games in my house, so I want to get this open. But it's a really cool game, and basically what they did was, you know how Limited Run does they sell their stuff in the morning and afternoon. But what these guys do is they send you an email saying, "Hey, sign up for the pre-order the game," and which is actually works out really well, dude. So you're limited to a certain amount of copies you can buy and everything, and it's just really simple and easy, man. I mean, it took 3 days for it to sell out, so it's not bad, you know what I mean? Limited Run sells out today, so you know, like, whoa, okay, like you have time to, you know, to breathe or whatever. So
now, is this game as hard as Ghosts and Goblins?
It looks easy to me, honestly. Okay. I was a Ghosts and Goblins. I was good at it though. You know?
Okay.
I mean, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. That was the one I played. The first one I played, and I tore that game apart. I mean, I love that game. That game was badass. And then Ghouls and Ghosts on the Sega Genesis.
Sega, yeah.
I was pretty good at that one. I just never played it that much. And then Ghosts and Goblins on Nintendo, I didn't really bother with that one because it just doesn't feel right. Arcade version though, I beat, but then they give you that BS where you say, hey, you have to go back and do the quest over again.
Yeah,
it's a cop out, man. So you forget you.
More quarters.
Yeah, pretty cool game.
That's cool. All right, guess I'm up next, right?
Yeah.
This one is a PlayStation 2 game because I collect PS2 games, and there's a game store. Well, it's games and collectibles in the area I used to live in that like nobody knows about, and it's ran by this Hispanic guy, and he doesn't do like any price checking or anything. So I always take advantage when I get the chance. But
hey, if he's happy with the price, it's perfect, dude.
Exactly.
So.
Hey, if he names the price, I'll buy it. If it's good. Mm-hmm. But I got RetroCode 2 for the PS2.
Nice.
See it? Yeah.
Yeah, I see it, man. It was expensive.
It was only $10.
Oh yes, that's what it was going for at GameStop when they last had PS2 games, and in other stores, man, that game was cheap for a good while, man.
Yeah, and I think now it's selling for $50 to $60. So.
Well, it's the best one in the series. I mean, if you played the game, bro, it has some of the best voice acting. I mean, some really talented voice actors in there, man. Like they're putting the story together. It's really well done. It has multiple endings. One of the endings in the game leads into the game Nier for PS3, and then Nier is his own series, which pretty much is what Dragon Guard turned into.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, dude, it's a well done game, man.
Yeah, I've definitely got to check it out.
Definitely. I guess
so you're up.
So I want to knock these couple out faster, so I'll put multiple up here. Alone in the Dark.
Woo!
For the PS1. Now, I don't know if it's really that playable. What was cool is back in the day, they give you these little cards, look like a credit card.
Oh, nice.
But, like a hint line and everything like that, which is cool.
So you can call them and, like, it's got a little bit of credit on it, so you can call and ask for help.
Yeah, I'm going to actually call the number after we get done with this podcast, see what it says. Wait a minute. 85 cents a minute.
Woo.
I don't know about that.
Man.
And then
days prior to the internet where you could just look this stuff up.
I know, right? 50 Cent, Blood in the Sand. 50 Cent takes his the G Unit to Afghanistan to take care of business against the terrorists, I guess. And this game is badass, man, but unfortunately the online mode has been canceled, so I can't play with Joe. Joe has the game too, so we were gonna take 50 Cent and the G Unit to Afghanistan, but we can't do it anymore, man. It sucks.
Dang, that would have been fun. Make fun
and then Remember Me, which people like kind of downed it because it was weird, but it's actually a really good game.
Oh, it's a Capcom game. Okay.
Well, Capcom published it, but the company who made it, they're called Dontanoid or something like that. They're the creators of the Life is Strange game.
Oh, okay.
This was their game before that. So, when a company becomes a really popular like they have with Life is Strange, people start to look back at their older stuff. They become fans of their older stuff that probably didn't sell well because that game didn't sell well. So
yeah.
So
I think I'll go ahead and knock two of these out real quick because I think.
I only got one more.
All right. I picked up Sniper Ghost Warrior PS3. Got it cheap.
What system? PS3? Okay.
PS3, yeah. And I have the second one, and they actually just released the third one like 2 weeks ago. Played the second one. It's good. It has some graphical issues, but also I got this one right here. Oh, yeah.
Oh! All right, dude. You're finally in.
Not torn.
Yeah, mine was torn, as you guys saw in the last... Did we do a podcast of me showing the last one? I think we did.
Yeah, I think in the last podcast you showed me how they, like, sent you a torn one at the top. It kind of sucks.
Yeah. Not that I would ever sell it, but, think of something that if you, like, say I have kids later on or something like that, and we need some money or something real fast money or whatever like that, and I can sell some stuff. First thing that you would do if you try to sell something like that, somebody would try to like, oh, well, I have to pay you a lot, like because there's a rip right here. You know what I mean?
Well, if you buy it at full price, then you should expect to get the actual nice condition that it's supposed to be in. Not torn and ripped up. So.
Mm-hmm. You are right.
Now you said you had one more pickup, right?
Oh, it's my turn again. Sorry, man. I always forget. Even though when me and Jason do videos, I forget like it's my turn and everything. I just trail off.
That's all right.
Typo Man revised.
That's
this
cool.
was sent to me by IndieBox. Is a company who does PC games, and what they do is they make PC games in a physical format, whether it's on a thumb drive or it's on a disc, which is awesome. You know, and it comes with all these extra goodies, which is nice, man. I mean, if you look at them, man, you go to their site, which I'll give it to you after this video, man, they have so much cool stuff, man. It'll make you want to become a PC collector. I mean,
oh wow,
when you spend your money, and I think they charge. I mean, the prices range from like $30 to $50 for stuff or whatever. But not only are you getting the game, but you're getting so much extra stuff like pins, stickers, soundtracks. I mean, they really hook it up. And you look at a lot of today's games. You know, like I bought Siberia 3 recently, and I paid. I think it was a $50 game, and you open it up, man. There's only a disc, and there's not even a manual in there.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, damn, I paid that much. I should have bought this. You know, something like this. You know, like get a fuller package. So.
Yeah, that looks. Have you played that one yet?
I have not, man. I gotta get a working PC that's like can properly play it. But I know my buddy John Riggs got the same game because he got this sent by him too. But he gave it to one of his fans that follow his channel.
Yeah. But
I'm gonna keep mine because I'm gonna eventually I'll get a computer and I'll be able to play this stuff and I have a big smile on my face.
Yeah. Hey, tell him to send one my way.
Hey, definitely, man. You know, once you get back in the flow of doing more videos again, because you're a workaholic right now, man.
I know it, right?
Man, we should post that picture, that meme I made of you, man.
I know. That'd be funny.
But yeah.
I think that's all the pickups.
Was that your last one?
That was my last pickups. I think that was your last pickup.
So we're good, man.
And
we're good on pickups, man. So what I wanted to talk to you is about your favorite system of all time. My
favorite of all time?
The Switch, man.
Oh, no. Yeah.
The Switch, how they're getting all this great third-party support.
How they're not getting it? Yeah, I mean, now it could always change once the Switch has made its way into more people's hands. But I don't think it's going to get that third-party support that everybody thinks it's going to get or that Nintendo promised. I mean, game after game keeps coming out. The new Mass Effect came out. Destiny 2 came out, or is coming out. Resident Evil 7, there's not going to be any, as of now, no plans for any of those games to be released on the Switch. And these are all big third-party AAA game, not AAA games, but there's nobody really releasing those kind of games on the Switch. I mean, I think the Switch just got Minecraft recently. I mean,
talk about behind, huh?
I mean, the Switch is a tablet. You can't expect it to run modern day games.
Not at all. It's I think the type of third party support that the system will get is mostly like games you would think of like indie games and stuff that like games from back in the day. Like just recently they got the mighty Gunvolt, Azure Striker Gunvolt, which is made by a company called Indie Crates, which it worked for Capcom formerly. They make a lot of 2D side-scrolling type games, which are awesome, great animations and everything. They're actually making the game. They're going to make that. They're going to bring that series to the Switch, which is pretty cool. But I would say expect those type of games to be on the system. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff that people are just messing with. You know, see if it'll gain some kind of a fan base or whatever, new IPs maybe. But I don't think you'll see too much because look at the PS4's indie library.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, any games getting physical releases, the PlayStation is killing it. I mean, I have no reason to really pay attention to the Switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, same here.
Yeah, everybody wants to have the Switch, and hey, I got the Switch. Oh, it could do all this. It's cool. I could take it to work and everything. But come on, I mean, you have your 3DS. You got your Vita. I mean, people just don't look at it like that, though. I mean, it's weird. Playing Zelda on the go, I guess. You know. I mean, if you plan on playing it for 3 hours or whatever until the battery runs out, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't see things. I don't see all the good stuff that the Switch has to offer. I don't see it in that light where it's just awesome. You know what I mean? I see it as the Switch should have been announced 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
And it would have been awesome instead of the Wii U, because the Wii U should have been just an upgrade to the Wii.
I think I mean, I could see people, if people like the Switch, that's cool. I don't really see it as something I really want to get. I think if Nintendo would just make a real console with no gimmicks that was capable, then they'd have something. Because like, if I could have a console where I could play all my AAA games like I can on my PS4, and I can go pop in Mario or Zelda, that'd be awesome. I mean, I would have that. That'd be my one system, my go-to system all the time. But now I'm not getting a Nintendo system just for, I might play Zelda when it comes out, and then everything else, you know, play on a PS4. I think they need to make an actual console, not a tablet.
I feel like everybody's so indoctrinated by Nintendo. Like, you know, it's pretty. I always thought it was sad, man, because you know, as soon as you say Nintendo, you know, everybody goes, "Oh my God, it's so cool," and they flip out and everything, you know, or you know, like Nintendo's not doing well with sales or something like that. They'll bring out another color of a system that everybody already has, like a 3DS, and people go out and buy it like crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? It's I'm like, man, it's kind of sad, man. I'm like, geez, and I think Nintendo knows this. You know what I mean? And
I think they create a lot of false demand and false hype by hyping systems and then only releasing a certain amount of them. And be like, oh, yeah, you know, they're flying off the shelves. We can't keep them in stock. It's like, yeah, because you only put 5 out. Of course you can't keep them in stock.
Yeah, I'm not buying that. Like they didn't expect it to sell well. They know. And look at the NES Classic, man. The reason why they stopped selling that is because they were competing with themselves with the Switch.
Yeah.
People are buying downloadable games for like $5, $10, $15 or whatever. Some of these games might be on the NES Classic, and people are, you know, they're just losing money if they sell this system. You know what I mean?
And if they plan to introduce the eShop to the Switch, then having something out like the NES Classic would just hurt their business on the end of the, you know, the Switch end. So
wait, the eShop is out for the Switch, right?
I don't think it's out yet.
System was unprepared, man. I mean, that's.
I mean, my main thing is it's like 2017, and they're using Fran codes for online service.
Oh my gosh,
Fran codes.
I'm talking about it. They're behind. And people are not punishing them for that, because, you know, they need to put their foot down and say, hey, you guys need to make something that, I don't know, man. I don't even want to go through all that.
I know.
It's tough.
It's,
you know, Nintendo should be on their game, man. They should be representing, but I'm not gonna lie. As soon as they let when they burned Sony in that deal back in the day,
yeah,
that was pretty much, you know, whatever, man. They could have been very powerful. Well, thank God that deal didn't go through, because now Sony's their own company.
Yeah,
and they're outstanding. They're my favorite company of all time.
Yeah, they're outselling everybody right now. So, but
the stubbornness of them not trying to move on, like Super Nintendo, right? Everybody wanted to move to CDs after that. Nintendo wanted to stick with cartridges. Mm-hmm. Look how much those cartridges were for the 64 when they first came out, man. When they were coming out,
yeah,
$70, $80 for games. Whew.
Yeah, it's a lot of plastic, and the boards on those, a lot, you know. Compared to a disc.
Yeah, yeah, I know, right? It's insane. So, CD was the best way to go. They finally went there, but still, look how stubborn they were.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, man. I do like Nintendo to some aspect, but I just don't see them going anywhere that would make me want to buy a system from them. Yeah. I skipped the Wii U.
Like I said, if they made a legit console that was... I mean, if PS4 could play Zelda, or you know what I mean? If there's a console like PS4 that could play Zelda and still have all the AAA titles, like, in high quality and not, like, toned down graphics and stuff, I mean, that'd be awesome. I mean,
it would.
That would be the go-to system all around, you know?
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
But, like, they get Nintendo, they're, like, stuck in the past using Fran codes in 2017. Like, hey, Reggie, what's your user ID? What's your online name? I'll add you. Oh, it's P27... 1178 and 8. No, it's like, come on now.
I mean, I would expect this from maybe like 10 years ago, friend codes.
Yeah, 10 years ago, okay, I see that. But 2017, give me a break.
Seriously. Low power again. Hold on, let me plug this phone in.
Alrighty.
Because we don't want it to die during the podcast.
Yeah. All right, guys, Reggie will be right back. He's got to go hunt down his phone charger.
Oh, man, there we go.
Found it?
Yeah, I found it, man. Got to keep this thing juiced up. This phone is what I used to do all my editing and stuff when I do videos.
Yeah. go.
So there we go.
Sweet.
Happy phone.
Charged phone is a happy phone.
But anyways, though, I do like the 3DS. I have a 3DS. I have a DS, of course. That system's badass.
Yeah, handhelds are fine. I ain't got an issue with their handhelds. I think they have great handhelds.
Yeah,
it's their home consoles that pretty much everything technically past the Super Nintendo is like, what are you thinking? You know. Now I love the GameCube, but it was, even when it came out, it was behind the times. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Using these little mini discs instead of DVD drive when everybody else is going DVD. Lack of online network.
I understand they want to be different, and you know, to speak good of Nintendo, I mean, I think they're the only company that actually profits off their system.
Yeah. In
the beginning, everybody else doesn't profit until later. So
yep.
That's good. But like I said, though, I mean, if the third party support is not really there for them, then you know, I'll look elsewhere because I'm not all into Mario and Zelda like everybody else is. You know, my Zelda game of the year was freaking Horizon Zero Dawn, which I just beat 2 weeks ago, bro.
Yeah, I still need to get that one, man.
Oh man, only get it when you're ready to play it though, man. And by the time you get it, it might be like hopefully like $30, $20. Yeah, exactly. And I love games that have a female protagonist, like heroes and everything like that, because you don't see too many of them. Well, there are some, but some of them are just not strong enough or feel forced. You know, the girl in Horizon Zero Dawn was actually pretty cool. So very likable character, great voice acting. And what I did when I beat the game finally, I just straight did the regular story mode first to see if I would really enjoy the game, and instead of doing all side quests and mixed with the main game, because you know I wanted to beat it and everything. And after I beat the game, I wanted more. So thank God the side quests were there for me, man. So I was like, yeah, the adventure continues. Cool, yeah. So I went and started doing those, and man, it was just, man, I'm almost done with all of them, dude. I'm just so impressed with that game. Very happy. I'm glad I got the collector's edition. Just really feeling like, you know, that's the type of game that makes you want to play games, man.
Yeah.
You know, because if you force yourself to play a game you don't really like or it's not that great, then, you know, you'll burn yourself out. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, I don't want to play. You know?
Yeah, I've definitely got to pick that one up. It looks really good. I like the premise behind it being like, looks like it's in the past, but it's actually in the future. Like so far in the future, it's almost come like full circle back to nothing.
Yeah, it's really weird. The story, I pretty much figured out the story before the game ended. I knew what was going on.
Yeah,
because I've just seen so many movies where, you know, I could see what's gonna happen. You know.
Yeah.
So, awesome game, man.
That's cool. Well, leading into our next segment, we're gonna discuss the recent systems that have been announced or that are coming out or that have came out, the mid-console release systems like the PS4 Pro, the Xbox Scorpio, and now Nintendo, there's rumors of them already talking about releasing a mini Switch. But I was
they're bringing out systems like their iPhone upgrades or something, man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let's talk about these console releases, these PS4
I'll tell you this,
Scorpios.
Man. I want the system. I want them to bring out a system they want. I mean, I want them to know what kind of system they want to come out with in the beginning. Or at least try to. I mean, I bought a PS4, and I thought that was going to be it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Then they came out with the Mini. Then they came out with the Pro. I'm like, dude, come on, man. I mean, seriously. I would love to have a Pro, but I'm not going to just trade my regular one in to get one. And
yeah, I mean, you're not going to drop another $400 when you already have a PS4, and then.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, dude, seriously. You know, so I'm not with all that. You know?
Yeah. See, and it's gonna
focus on the system.
And you got to wonder if are they banking on these, like to really make the money, or are they just putting it out there as like an option? It's not really costing them much extra. You know what I mean?
I don't know. When it comes to Sony, I think it might have been an option. You know what I mean? Because 2K televisions, you know, and stuff like that, and you know, I mean, not 2K, 4K television. Excuse me.
I know what you
2K.
2K. Whoa.
I know. I was thinking of the Y2K crash of 2000 or the LED crash.
Yep, I remember that.
But yeah, man, you know, I mean, Jason, he went out. He had a 4K television already, so he's like, you know, Reg, I went ahead and did it, man. So he got the PlayStation Pro, and I guess it was good for him because he captures footage and does videos, so he wants the best quality and everything like that. Me, not so much. So just the regular edition is fine for me, you know. Unless I came across one for like where a deal where I really didn't have to pay much to nothing to get a PS4 Pro.
And that's part of my issue with them is like they release these new systems. Like the PS4 comes out, they say this is going to be our system for the next how many years, you know, and then like halfway through or a quarter of the way through, they're like, oh, well, we're going to release this upgraded system. Now it can do this and this and this, and your PS4 can't do that. And
yeah.
I mean, it's like, I don't know. You're paying, if you go and buy a brand new PS4 Pro, even though you already have a PS4, you're spending like, what, another $400 for really some very minor upgrades. And that's just, they're, you know, cashing in on their part. Like people that have a PS4 that want to buy a Pro should get some kind of like discount. Because you're not getting $400 worth of upgrades when you buy that. I mean, you're getting slightly better graphics and frame rates. That's it.
And not all the games are using that PS4's Pro extra core, the power. You know what I mean? Like some games use it.
Yeah.
Like Horizon Zero Dawn uses it. You know, so you get the extra graphical whatever. But you know, I see why Sony did it. You know what I mean? Cool as an option for people, but if you have a regular PS4 right now, keep your system. You already bought it. Don't buy into upgrading and all that good stuff.
Yeah, and then you got to wonder, like...
You got to have a 4K television, too.
Yeah, that. And then you got to wonder, when is the PS5 coming out? Now that the PS4 Pro dropped, they're not going to just go ahead and release a PS5. I mean, it's got, if anything,
I would expect the PS5 probably around somewhere around a 21, year 21.
Yeah, but we don't know, like, is the Pro going to push back the progress or the release of a PS5? You know, like, oh, we just released the Pro. Now, you know, PS5, you know, it might be another 5 years before we see that. You know what I mean? So, I don't know.
Well, it's only good if both Sony and Microsoft together come off, you know, when they want to release their newer systems, like have a timeline from both. Because you don't want to make it too early because these systems are still popular. Like, PS4 is on fire.
Yeah.
And so Xbox One, I don't want to say it's not on fire, but you know, these are the main systems we're playing right now. They still have a lot of potential. So don't bring in another system yet if you haven't got to that system's full potential yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it.
And then, like, let's say when the PS5 comes out, do I want to get that day one or do I want to wait a little and see if they're going to be like, oh, guess what? Now we have the PS5.5 and sorry, you already paid for that version. Now we're going to release a better version that has better graphics. Like, dang it.
Seriously. The PS3, probably the hardest system to develop for in the history of games.
Yeah.
Video games, probably next to the Saturn.
Saturn, I was about to say the Saturn's pretty hard, too.
I mean, companies, I think they got to the system's full potential finally, even though it was hard to develop for.
Yeah.
But the father of PlayStation, the guy helped design the first 3 systems. When he came up with this system, man, they said, hey, man, it's time to sign your step down papers or whatever. Man, that system was hard to develop for.
Yeah.
If you seen a game that was made on an Xbox and they wanted to port it on PS3, oh man, it would look horrible. But if it was the other way around, PS3 on Xbox, then both games would look great. You know what I mean? But I saw some really good games towards the end of the PS3's life cycle that looked outstanding, like Beyond Two Souls,
Last of Us.
Last of Us. Oh yeah, Last of Us.
That looked like a next gen game. Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Amazing game, by the way.
But they promised 10 years with the PS3, and that's exactly what they did. I mean, 10 years. It's nice to know how long they plan on supporting a system, man. I mean,
and that's what I was like. That's what I liked about it, is like you get the PS3 and you didn't, you had like a Slim come out, but you didn't have the PS3, 2.5 that runs in like high FPS and Ultra HD. It's like, okay, now I feel left out. Now I gotta go buy another system.
Our PS3 got downgraded.
Yeah,
no
exactly.
more PS2 support, no more OS or whatever that system. I forgot what it was called. They're taking features out of the system.
Yeah. My point is like if they keep doing this, they're eventually gonna make themselves. Sony and Microsoft are gonna make themselves not needed as a console anymore because they're getting into the realm of being like PCs. Essentially. Like instead of buying a PS4 and then 3 years later buying a PS4 Pro and then whatever other upgrades they got, you could just buy a PC from the very beginning. It's gonna be stronger than the PS4. And if you want to make it stronger than the Pro, you just buy like a little, you know, $100 upgrade or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right.
So they're almost, I don't know, they're almost going the way of PC, and they may actually be shooting themselves in the foot. So.
Yeah, seriously. Wow, dude, ugh. It's crazy where consoles are going, man, with stuff, man. I'm glad that I'm kind of like bowing out in a way.
Yeah.
Because, you know, as I get older, man, you know, PS4 is just a great system. I might get a PS5 when it comes out, but, you know, got so many games that I have to give love to, man, and I'm a happy gamer.
Yeah.
So, you know, I don't really have to really be following up on stuff because you know where the video game market is going right now. This is another topic I wanted to bring up. When you buy a game, you know, it's not complete at all. Like, they take certain features out of it that should already be in it, like possibly the ending. They'll give you some minimal ending, which is horrible.
They cut the game up, DLC, put it as DLC.
It'll be the ending, and people are so dumb that they bought into this whole new way of buying games, of buying all this DLC, because DLC is not really a good thing. It's good. It's an option for some people who don't want to have a bunch of games, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But now these guys are taking stuff out of games. You know, Resident Evil 5. You played Resident Evil 5, right?
Yeah.
The Lost Nightmares scenario. I think it was called Lost Nightmares, and the Last Escape scenario were actually supposed to be included in the regular game. They took it out though. Hey, let's make a DLC, make some money.
That's
and people bought into it.
And the bad part about it is a lot of these so-called DLCs are actually already on the game, but you have to pay to unlock them. Oh my god! You actually have to pay to unlock it.
Sell that. Do you remember Street Fighter X Tekken?
Yeah.
They try to sell, the DLC's on a disc, it's just locked. You have to pay for it later. What kind of idiot came up with that? The thing that would help.
And people bought it.
And people bought it. I don't know if they bought the DLC. I still didn't buy the DLC for it. I said, hey, well, fine. You want to lock those characters on me? You know, I support you guys. That's how you do me. Then fine. You know, I won't buy them. And I'm glad I didn't.
There's a difference in DLC and then continuing to support the game. You know what I mean?
Right. And here's an example of that. At least I think this is an example. Resident Evil 7 Season Pass, right? Yeah. I think is included the what's it called? What's Chris Redfield's chapter called? Not a Hero. Not a Hero. That was made by another team.
Yeah.
True DLC.
Yeah.
Even though it's not out yet, it's supposed to have been out, but it's not out yet. The other DLC was another scenario with called the lost footage or whatever, 2 lost footages and stuff like that, some extra game. That stuff was already made by the regular team. You should have put that in the regular game, but they wanted to be sneaky, charge you more money. Then they wondered why Resident Evil 7 and Cell meet expectations and everything like that. You know, like dude, you got to put everything in there to make people love this game. If that stuff was already in the game instead of the lost footage, well, I mean, instead of like being like separate DLC that you could get later, it would have felt like such a good experience. I mean, you have to wow people by their first experience. You can't just say, "Oh, we'll add this DLC later and you'll be on it." No.
DLC to me is okay if it's used for purposes such as fixing bugs in the game or releasing patches.
Patches like that. That's perfect. That's fine.
Or if the game is complete,
taken advantage of too.
Yeah, they can. If the game is complete when it's released, okay, cool. Now they said the game's complete. We're releasing it. We're still currently working on some, future missions for later. Okay, that's fine. You're working on it. That's going to be an additional. But don't have, 5 DLCs lined up ready to go and then release the game without all of it. You know what I mean? Because that's taking advantage of people. Now, if you have a game that, The Witcher 3 came out. For one, Witcher 3, the studio behind that, they included everything like in the disc. Like in the pack, you got like a map, you got a booklet, you got all kind of stuff in there. So that's really cool. But then they released like a whole nother story mode, months later that they were working on. They finally released it. So I think in that sense, DLC is okay, but not when DLC is on the disc but locked until you pay for it, or they have DLC just sitting there waiting. Yeah.
Horrible practice, man.
That DLC for Resident Evil 7 was already done. They were just going to wait and make people pay for it,
Yeah, and it would have been so awesome if people got to experience that the first time playing.
Yeah.
The whole scenario of not a spoiler or anything, but there's a scenario where you play as Clancy tied up and everything, and he's in the bed, and Margaret Baker is trying to feed him some kind of weird footage. I mean, not footage, but food.
Yeah.
And, she leaves the room, and it's kind of like Misery in a way, in that movie Misery. Well, you get loose, but Margaret might hear you and come back to the room. She can't catch you out of bed, so you have to get back in bed. And, you know, that's the kind of stuff would have been really cool to have.
Yeah.
But you're trying to sell season pass and all that stuff is just BS. Because we already know. Now, I mean, I want to, you quote me on this too. Capcom is going to make another edition of Resident Evil 7 that has all the DLC on the disc.
Yep.
That's what I'm waiting for.
That should have been the release one, yeah.
I just bought it from a friend. So I was like, take that, Capcom. I'm not here buying it. I'm buying it from a friend.
Yep.
And with our hard-earned money, man, we want something that's we feel is complete. And a lot of these companies are not, I don't know, they're jerking us around. Like the thing with Street Fighter.
Street Fighter 5 being like not even having like an arcade mode or something.
But this is how they tried to sell this to the kids and everything. And they were dumb enough to agree with it. We're gonna build on it. We're gonna keep building on the game. Build
the game and make it, then release it.
I mean, so they wanted to do their tournament, and, you know, the kids, because a lot of these hardcore play, they focus, they try to focus, give the games to the hardcore players, the online players first, instead of the casual players too, because the casual audience is pretty big. I'm casual, but that was the first fighting game that didn't have an arcade mode.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? Like,
that's crazy.
They couldn't make an arcade mode for their own game.
They got lazy. Yep.
Yeah, they thought that the online players were going to be the ones that's just playing it, and the game itself is what they wanted it to be. And, you know, of course, they said you can unlock characters and everything like that, but they make it really hard to unlock them, you know, because a lot of people don't have time to play these games. So they say, hey, man, I'll just download get the pass and just get them like that. You know what I mean? It's just...
Well, Microsoft kind of did that with Killer Instinct when they released that game, and they're like, you know, you get like 4 characters and you got to pay for the other 10, you know, per character. It's like he's getting a fighting game and then have to pay for every character. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. So I look at this. I'm not saying that Warner Brothers is bad. I mean, I don't like how they're doing it, but you know, season pass download. They announced 9 downloadable characters for Injustice, right? I'm not buying Injustice 2 because you know I'm like, dude. Well, I already know you guys are gonna have all this crazy DLC and the game's gonna need patches and stuff like that. I'll just wait for the final version, which you'll probably announce. What is it? The game came out in May.
Yeah.
I say give it 10 more months, and we'll already be seeing a new Injustice 2.
That's what I did with the first Injustice. I waited for the PS Vita version, which came out with all the DLC and all the skins and characters.
Nice.
And I bought that version on the PS Vita. And I got it for like $20. So.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, that's a great deal too, and it's a well done game on the Vita.
Yeah.
So, I feel bad that I'm not buying games day one for some games because I would like to play them, but hey, I can't be giving you guys my money. You guys make another version just to sell to other people who didn't buy it, and you know, it's just cold blooded. So, fighting games, I always wait. There are certain fighting games that I will buy day one, like Tekken 7, because I know they won't make an extra edition of the game.
Yeah.
Namco's never, at least I haven't seen them make any fighting game. Oh, this is this edition of the game where...
Yeah, they don't do like Capcom and make like a Street Fighter 5 Super Championship Arcade Edition or something crazy. It's just like Tekken 7, Tekken 6.
Yeah. I mean, how many Tekken 6s do we have? Just one. You know, the Bloodline Rebellion or whatever. You know, which is cool. They didn't make no other upgraded. They say, hey, let's work on Tekken Tag, which they did that one.
Tekken Tag's the best ever.
Tekken Tag 2 is hella fun, dude. That game is awesome, dude. Yeah. But yeah, so a company like that, I'm not worried about it because they pretty much put out a full product. Now they are going to have DLC characters for the game, but they're still working on those characters, man. So you don't feel like it's just something they could have thrown in the game. I mean, they're actually still working on those characters, and they're actually really good guest characters. So
like continuing to support the game by saying we're going to come out with more content down the road. Okay, that's fine, but don't have it sitting there ready and say, oh, you got to pay for it if you want it. Or in day one, having day one DLC ready, but you got to pay for it. That's BS.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't look at the future of this DLC, all this DLC. How are you going to download this stuff in the future if something happens to your hard drive? Yeah. Are they going to have some kind of cloud that we could go back and get this stuff? Or nobody's thinking about that stuff, man.
That's why I think consoles are kind of going the way of PC. Like, they're doing all these mid-console upgrades.
But PC, you can find that stuff and patch your own games.
Yep.
Having being a part of these networks and live, are they actually looking out for us with patches and saving these patches so if we need this stuff later? I don't think so.
Exactly.
I don't think so. So, yeah, that's how I do it. I just wait for certain games. But Horizon Zero Dawn is getting DLC.
Oh, cool.
But this is just after the game, though. They're actually working on it now. Like, actually, like, wow, we should make some more for this game.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually happy with that, so I don't feel cheated. It's just an option.
Imagine like a 2-player online co-op story mode for that game. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool. Maybe that's what they're working on. But that game really, they added so much stuff to that game. I felt really fulfilled. Like, even with Zelda, from what I hear, that game is massive.
Mm-hmm.
The DLC for that game, I don't know. I mean, that's the first Zelda to have DLC, so I don't know how I feel about it. But,
Yeah.
I'm not playing. I haven't played the game, so maybe it's good. Maybe it's not. Maybe it could have been included in the regular package. Who knows?
I might get the Wii U version one day when the Wii U's, if the Wii U's, and people stop, hyping everything.
The Wii U version might be the hardest one to find in the future.
Exactly. If the Wii U stops getting hyped, because to me it was a letdown of a console, but whatever. I might get the Wii U version because I don't plan on getting a Switch. I've got too many problems I think could arise from the Switch, and now they're already talking about possibly a mini.
I actually remember a topic I wanted to talk about.
Oh yeah.
I think I mentioned this, but speaking of the Switch, Sony looks like they might be coming out with some kind of a sequel to the Vita.
I actually heard a recent rumor about that.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I'm switching to that.
Yeah. Now Sony,
if it turns out to be true,
yeah,
we don't know. I mean, I'm a Sony guy because they never let me down. I mean, the only time they let me down actually was with the PS3. I felt like that could have been a lot. They could have did a lot better with the PS3 in the beginning.
I really enjoyed the PS3, backwards compatible PS3. That was an awesome system to me. Where Sony let me down is when they stopped supporting the Vita. I felt like they didn't give it they kind of gave up too easy on it,
Well, they railroaded their own system. I mean, expensive memory cards, come on, man. Like, dude, seriously. Memory on the system is very important, especially if you want to sell downloadable games. So when people are downloading these big size games, they need these memory cards, and the memory cards are so dang expensive, like 80, 90, 100, come on, man. People want to put their own memory in it. We don't want your memory. Maybe they want a cheaper option, Memory should not be expensive at all.
Yeah.
Especially you're paying full price to download some of their games. So
But, yeah, I'm all for a Sony handheld though. I mean, I'll do another.
Me too.
I enjoyed my Vita, even though they didn't really support it fully for very long. But I'll be totally down for a portable Sony device.
Dude, I still have 2 Vita TVs. Still,
I got the
one's
one.
got it and one's not.
I still need the stand for it that kind of makes it into like a little bit more organized.
I sent you a link, man. It's only like $15 shipped.
That's too much money, man.
Well, hopefully you get that big overtime check, man. You'll reconsider.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. The Vita, at least it's still being supported by indie developers and some third parties. So we can hold on to that.
Yeah, at least
it'll end up living up to.
It's still in Japan. It's still got games coming out in Japan pretty regular.
Yeah.
So. But I think we talked about everything we wanted to talk about.
Oh, did we?
I
Oh,
think
man.
we did.
How long did that end up being?
Shoot, I don't know. Let's take a quick looky here. We about an hour. Well, yeah, an hour.
Yeah, we can go on like this all day usually, man.
So this
I will bring up one thing.
About 4 GB video. Say what?
I will bring up one thing though. Recently, I've been going through my collection and looking at some games that are expensive. Seeing some games that are expensive, games I'll never play.
Yeah.
And I'm actually pulling them out and getting rid of them. Like this game here.
Is that selling for a lot now?
Well, somebody paid $60 for it.
Not bad.
And I paid $24 for it. So I turned around because I'll never play this game, dude.
Yeah.
It's not that great. You know what I mean? When it comes to I want to pull the games out of my collection that they're just like lackluster to me.
Yeah.
Even though they're expensive or whatever. I have Saturday Morning RPG. But I actually like Saturday Morning RPG because the music in it is excellent and some of the dialogue is funny. So that game is actually cool. But I'm just gonna really be careful on games I buy from now on because,
Yeah,
man,
I mean, I recently sold a really expensive game that I had in my collection. And it's a
yeah,
game I did enjoy this game. I liked the game a lot. It was Metal Warriors for the Super Nintendo. It was a game I found for $6 at a game store. The same game store that I found this Drakengard 2.
nice.
I found that Metal Warriors for $6 about 3 years ago. And played it, liked it. I had a custom case for it that I had bought. It's actually still on my shelf. I'm going to put a repro in it. But yeah, I mean, the game is selling for close to $200. I don't see the game getting more expensive than that. If anything, it's going to eventually come down in price. I don't see it going above. It's kind of peaked. So
Right.
it's like, man, I could have it sit on my shelf or sell it for, almost $200.
We have to think, man. Like when people who actually want the game,
Yeah.
they don't want to pay that price. They're going to go the repro route. And
Yeah.
by going that route, the regular game is not going to really be selling. So that it's going to start coming down. So yeah, you're right. I think.
So yeah, I mean, I sold that one, got some good money on it, used it, and I'm just gonna get a cheap repro to put in there, and
Cool,
or
man.
just emulate it. I'll probably get a repro eventually, but yeah, I can emulate it. And a lot of games are kind of, I think, peaking right now. So if you are somebody that, like you were saying, if you want to start getting rid of some of your games, now might be the right time to do it. So
Yeah, it's time to cash out if you want. I mean, people are doing good on selling some of their games.
yeah,
So. Awesome. So yeah, man, I guess that's gonna do it.
yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for hanging out with us for an hour. And if you did enjoy it, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you're not already subscribed or if you're new to the channel, these videos, almost always, the podcast at least, get put up every Sunday. Reggie's got a ton of videos that go up on his channel throughout the week, almost every day, it seems. Great
Yeah, man.
content.
I've been uploading some crazy videos. So
Yeah. And these videos are uploaded on my channel as well. If you want to check it out, you can go subscribe to my channel. It'll be in the link in the description. I would appreciate it a lot. And we will see you guys next Sunday. And,
See ya.
Adios.